How's it going? Thanks for hanging out, Orlando Ruiz Jr. So, Humphrey Bogart is one of my favorite actors from the old black and white era, and the Maltese Falcon is probably my favorite of his films, and Casablanca is definitely up there. But he's got so many great ones, and I recommend if you happen to find yourself on Turner Classic Movies. There are some really great movies with his name attached to them. Key Largo, Sabrina, In a Lonely Place, of course, Treasure of Sierra Madre, and Casablanca. And that's just a small little handful of movies. So the Maltese Falcon has one of my favorite performances of his. I really love his performance here and The Big Sleep. Probably my two favorites, but I enjoy this movie just a little more than The Big Sleep, and this is a story about a detective who sort of it's a very classic story. The kind of thing you've seen a million times. You've seen it parodied in all kinds of like sitcoms or animated shows. But it's that classic story of a guy who's at the beginning of a story of like this. He's at his desk, and a strange, mysterious, sexy woman comes in, and you can pretty much pick it up from there in your mind where it's probably going to go. It's the kind of story that is full of a couple of twists and turns, and of course, the woman isn't really all she says she is, and Peter Lorre is in this film. I recommend anybody on Netflix, if they have Netflix. I saw an old Peter Lorre film, an old German film. Fritz Lang, I believe, the director, and that film was amazing. Peter Lorre was awesome in it, and he's great here. He's great in everything. He was also, in Casablanca. He's the guy that, with the big kind of bulging eyes and short guy, always played sort of shady characters. And so the story in this film, everybody's trying to get a hold of an object, and the main character, who is of course Humphrey Bogart, is sort of playing different sides and trying to keep the cops off of him, since the cops are they suspect him for the sudden murder of his partner. So it gets very interesting, and then of course there's the woman who comes into play and all this, and outside parties want this rare object known as the Maltese Falcon, and there's great use of shadows and lighting, in the great tradition of films, of noir films, and John Huston, I believe, is responsible for a screenplay and as a director for crafting this experience, which is really, when you watch it, like all great films, feels like it's its own one of a kind experience that you're only going to find with the Maltese Falcon. So this is one I recommend to movie lovers, movies that people that are fan of detective films. Sam Spade is iconic. He's an iconic movie character, and Humphrey Bogart plays him so perfectly in this film. It's one of his best roles, in my opinion, along with you know, I really like him in Lonely Place, and of course in Treasure of Sierra Madre. Of course, Casablanca. He's just in so many great movies. I like him in Sabrina. I like him in everything. The guy was very charismatic. And didn't really have the kind of face you'd picture a movie star having, but he really felt more like a everyday normal like kind of guy you see on the street. But he was just super cool. And yeah, this is one of those movies that is on many lists as far as like the 100 greatest films of all times from the AFI's certified You know, this is probably in the vault somewhere, you know, some museum, in the film library, you know, preservation, you know, something like that. So, you know, this is cinematic gold, you know, definitely 4 stars. And yeah, look for it. I know for a fact that it's on the Turner Classic Movies section of in HBO Max. So yeah, the Maltese Falcon, great black and white masterpiece. Check it out. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna look at the list of the stuff I want to talk about because there's quite a bit. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. So you know, if you're into this kind of thing and you want to see some more of this, hit that bell, subscribe. You know, if you like, please do. If not, it's all right. And you know, share, comment, all that stuff. It all helps out. So you guys take care until next time. God bless.